All right, people. We go. D97, week 15, year 2025. Let's go to hope. Boom. Coming to the office for 2 hours back to back. One phone hour on McDonald's and one admin hour, and then back home to do 1 hour admin on Specsavers. That is the game plan, to go from 5 to 8 hours, but from 5 to 6 on the phone and 7 to 8 on admin. I think I'll be happy with that. Got Leicester Newcastle on my iPad. Absolutely knackered. Going to go to the toilet now and pay my Santa fee, £35, and get my energy drink. Peace out. All right. 7:58 to 8:58. All right. Fucking child, baby. Hi, good evening. I was just looking for the BM, the business manager. Oh, there we go. Is she any good on email or better to try again on the telephone? Would Yeah, would that be okay with yourself? Yeah. Yeah, maybe. My name is Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff, but I was just looking for permission really to leave my contact details and prices on an email. Would that be okay with yourself? Yeah. What would the best email address be? Is it the store number? What was the best email address? Sorry. Yeah, sure. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Hiya. Oh, sorry. When I first called, I just asked for the BM, the business manager. Um, yeah, that's what the girl said. But I asked if I could get permission to pop an email through, or is it better for me to call back? My name is Charles. Yeah. Are you sure? Would that be okay with yourself? Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Do you know the best email address? Is it the store number? Yeah. What would be the best email? Sorry. Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Just to let you know, my name's Charles. I was saying to the other person, I run my own independent ink business called SOS in Cardiff, but I was only going to simply put like some prices in there for the toner for the HP printer in the office. Yeah, it's for the HP printer. M no, the HP laser printer, laserjet. Yeah, 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 yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, who is it I'm addressing it to? The email. Jess. Oh, Jessica. Oh, yeah. Okay. Don't upgrade me to Jess. Let her do that. I was going to say, should. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. She'll probably read the email and be like, "He's got great prices," but if he calls me Jess again, my sister's called Jessica, and she likes to be called Jessie, and I always forget, and I call her Jess or Jessica, and she kicks off all the time. She, I copy people, so whenever people say like, "Hi Charles, can I please have X Y Z, kind regards," and whatever name they put, that's what I copy. Yeah, 100%. But I've been starting to do some business in Ireland since last summer, and there's a lot of people I speak to called Kieran. So the name is Ciarin, and sometimes with a fava. I didn't even know what the hell a fava was, but the little dash above the A or whatever. And anyway, I copied it like how they spelt it and how they put the fava, and I thinking I was clever. And then I got an email and it said something like, oh, I can't remember what it was now. It was like KENAGH or something like that. It was like, and I was looking at it and I was like, Ke- see, it's spelled Kieran, but it was like with a K, but it just looked completely different. And I was looking at it, thinking, is this a different person, or is this the same person? And what he did, he spelt it in Irish. So then so he's the same person. But then I asked him, I said, do you want me to spell your name the way I've spelt it and the way you've been, emailing me for 6 months, or it was just completely out of the blue. And I was just staring at the email, thinking, is this the right person? Like I was thinking, surely. And then he said, oh, just 100%. But I had to. I'm trying to do business in Ireland, so I'm trying to impress him. So I'm like, oh, I'll spell it how you spell it, and he's like, yeah, whatever, doesn't bother me. And I'm like, yeah, but I want to impress you. You not being bothered. I want to do it right, and even you don't know what's right and what's wrong. But let's hope Jess knows what she wants. It doesn't sound like she does, but we'll see. Um, put Jessica to start off with. I was Yeah, 100%. I was going to say as well, do you want me to schedule this email to come in at a particular time? Is she back in tomorrow, for example? Oh, so you think maybe even send it now? Yeah, yeah, no problem. I'll do that then. But I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time and your help. I do appreciate it. Yeah, you too. Thank you. Ta-ra now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Okay, guys, it was just a bit of chocolate. Fucking hell, those. Cheers. I knew it, bruv. Anyway, moving on. 0526. Good afternoon, Jessica. I would say good evening, actually. Hi. Oh, hello. I can't even answer the phone. I can't help you. Okay. Oh, doing Liverpool. Been a while. Hi, good evening. I was just looking for the BM, the business manager. Sorry, I was just looking for the BM, the business manager. Sorry, mate. I was just looking for the business manager. Yeah, sure. My name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff. Is he any good on email or better to try and get on the telephone? Oh, would that be okay with yourself? Oh, thank you very much. What would the best email address be? Oh, thank you. 01025. Yeah. Is that at uk.mcd.com? Oh, perfect. Well, and what was his name, if you don't mind me asking? Jack. Jack. Oh, brilliant. My name's Charles, by the way. But is it best to send the email now, or should I schedule it to arrive? Would that be okay? Yeah, yeah, that'd be wicked. I'm gonna put two printers on there. I'm not sure if they're your printers, but I think they might be. So I'll put them on there, and then just say, if they're wrong, just correct the printer model, and I'll requote if that makes any sense. Perfect. I'll send it over now. But thank you very much for your help as well. Much appreciated. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Uh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the fuck, bro? Hi, good evening. I was just looking for the BM, the business manager. Sorry, I was looking for the BM, the business manager. Oh, there we go. They're back in tomorrow. Oh, the first assistant. Yeah. Are they any good on email, or is it better to try again tomorrow? Yeah, yeah. If the Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, perfect. Are they not just looking to send an email with some prices, if that makes sense? Would that be okay? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. What would be the best email address? Oh, no worries. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. .mcd.com. Ah, perfect. And if you don't mind me asking, who is it I need to address it to? Who is it I need to address it to? Sorry. Yeah. First assistant. No, no, no. That's fine. That's fine. I'll send it across ready for the morning. But thank you very much for your help as well. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, Charles. What's a home rate, boy? God, it's a home rate, my motherfucker. Hi, good afternoon. Good evening, Amy. I was looking for the BM, the business manager. Oh, there we go. Is she any good on email, or better to try it again on the telephone? My name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff. I was just looking for permission really to pop an email across with my contact details and my prices. Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Yeah, hit me. Yeah, at uk.mcd.com. There we go. It's not. Yeah, I was going to mention actually, I can schedule the email to arrive at a particular time. I can send it now, but I can schedule it. Do you think it's better to schedule it so it arrives when she's back in, if that makes sense? Or should I just send it? Yeah, I was going to say that actually. Just send it. I'll just send it. Who is it I need to address it to, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah. No, 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 that's fine. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, they'll think I'm shout. They'll think I'm shouting her. um, I'll tell you what. On my when I send an email and I don't have the person's name, if I'm being honest, it just says good evening, and then it just says my name's Charles, blah blah blah. I just called, um, and here's some prices. I always try and put some prices on there as well. Um, but yeah, I'll send it across now, and thank you very much for your help. You give me your name though. I feel weird now knowing your name. I've forgotten it. Yeah, that's true. To be honest with you, honestly, I've been doing this for like 16 years. It doesn't bother me at all because sometimes it can get people into trouble, and I certainly don't want to get anyone into trouble for nothing. You know, at the end of the day, it's up to, no, it's fine. But I was going to say, it's up to them, isn't it? You know, if they want to reply and give their name, then it's up to them. But I'm actually notorious for not calling people enough, if that makes sense. I'm the opposite of someone who does your head in. I'm actually like, don't call people back very often. Genuinely. I had this guy before years ago and he said, Charles, why don't you call me back? I said, I promise not to do your head in. He was like, well, I forgot about you. I know you're calling me now after like 2 years. He said, I would have ordered off you 2 years ago if you just called me back. But that's the thing. People say, oh, call me back on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And then I'll call them back Wednesday at 4 o'clock and they'll be like, I'm too busy for this. Can you, if I need you, I'll get hold of you. And I'm like, you told me to call you at 4 o'clock. I like weather. So to be honest with you, it's all good. But I'll send over the email shortly. I'm going to put some prices of ink. I don't know your printer model, but I'm going to put two printer models that I think you might have. You might have one printer, but I'll send it over now. And fingers crossed, if you can pass it on to the business manager, that'd be great. No problem. And I really appreciate your time as well. I hope you have a nice evening. Thank you. No, no genuinely, I got the email address. That's all I need because at the end of the day, it's up to them what they do with it. You know, they might delete it or they might think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Do you know what I mean? But I'll send over now, Amy, and my name's Charles, and I'll put everything on the email, so you'll literally see it in the next few minutes anyway. But thank you very much. Speak soon. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Making the way out. It's 35 minutes in. Those supporters. 20 minutes left. Not really getting anywhere, but it is late. I think this is the latest I've done cold calls for a while. Hi, good evening, Imogen. I was just looking for the BM, the business manager. Oh, yeah, hopefully. My name's Charles. Very quickly, my name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff, and I was just looking for permission, really, to leave my contact details and prices on an email, if that would be okay. Yeah, would that be okay with yourself? Oh yeah, don't do that. I was gonna say exactly that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, hit me. Yeah, I was ready for it in the first place, Imogen. I said I was ready for it in the first place. You at uk.mcd.com. Oh, happy days. When do you think I should send the email? Is paternity? I haven't had a kid for a long time. Is it 2 weeks? Wow, that is a long paternity. I thought it's not 2 weeks anymore. Is it? It used to be 2 weeks when I had kids. It's not 2 weeks. Wow, that might as well be maternity leave. That is incredible as well. So it's 8 week, 2 months. Wow, that is incredible. Do you know what? That's a Yeah. Oh, who's yeah? Would that would that be okay? Yeah. Um, no, it's fine. Do you want me to send the email now, or should I schedule it for 9 in the morning? Yeah, and then it'll just pop up. No worries. Well, I'll put my name Charles on it. I'm going to put a generic quote, and what I mean by that is I'm going to put two HP laser printers. I don't know which is your laser printer. It might not even be the two that I'm sending, but if it's wrong, or if you don't recognise them, if you do have the chance, just obviously correct me, and then I'll just requote if that makes sense. Is that okay? And is it IMOGEN for imaging? Perfect. And my name's Charles, but I really appreciate it. I'll send it over for 9, and then you get back to us when you're ready. But genuinely, there's no rush whatsoever. Just whenever you get a chance. Have a nice evening. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Come on, Charles. 60 minutes left. Come on, bro. You can do this. All right. You great quote. All right, my brothers and sisters. So we're at Bredeka. Hi, good evening. I was just looking for the BM, the business manager. Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you very much. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Hi, good evening. Very quickly, I did ask for the BM, the business manager, but I don't know if you might be able to help. My name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff, and I was just looking for permission really to pop an email across with my contact details, and I was hoping to leave some prices as well, if I can. Would that be okay? Hey, listen, mate. After 16 years of doing this, I don't think I've ever had one promise come through yet. So don't worry about it. But I don't feel sorry for me either. I've done this for 8 years by myself, and it's just one of those things that sometimes you get a bit of luck and sometimes you don't. But if I don't make the call, nothing's gonna happen, is it? 100%. I remember when I first started in 2017. You should see I started like a battle of hell. I was making calls to McDonald's at 6, 7, 8 in the morning because that was the best times to get the BM for some reason. Did really well. Everyone thought I was mad. Family, friends, crazy. They thought I was actually like lost my head. And then in the evening, oh, mate, honestly, 100%. And then I remember one time I thought of a challenge. I thought, "Do you know what? Imagine if I could go all like literally 12 hours in the night and cold call, like, because obviously it's 24 hours." And I remember 3 o'clock in the morning, I cold called a Scotland store, and I was getting cleaners and everything. And this guy answered the phone, and it was the it was the business manager, and he needed ink as well, and he was from Swansea, and I'm from Cardiff. I swear to God, this is a true story. He actually wrote a letter of recommendation, and everything, some nuts, and he actually ordered as well. And then I couldn't. I had no one to celebrate with. Obviously, everyone's it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just this weirdo. I think it was in June because I remember very vividly, like 4:30, quarter to 5, the sun was coming up. It was like really early, and I remember like the next day, and I said to my miss, I said I got a McDonald's last night. She was like, "What are you on about?" I said I stayed on phones tonight for a challenge. She was like, "Challenge for who?" And I was like, "With myself." It's like everyone thought I was crazy. Honestly, I was just a bit of a weirdo. You have to, mate. Literally, my one of my best customers is a franchise in Scotland. They're in the Scottish Highlands, and they trust me with everything. And they've even bought sneakily. They've even bought a printer off me as well. They trust me with everything. They've got about I think it's 6 franchises, and they even if they two of them have left to go to another franchise, and they're still using me for the other franchise, and I'm just trusted. But if I don't make the calls and I don't send the emails, nothing might happen, or someone might pick it up and go, "Oh, that's not a bad price." Yeah, that's not too bad. And also, genuinely, and this is not me just saying it, I do not do people's heads in. Genuinely, I make the first call, I send the email, and then it might take me a year, 2 years to even come back through again. I've got an Excel spreadsheet, and because it's only me, it sometimes takes me years to get back. And by the time I come back to someone, they sometimes are very yeah, 100%. And not just that, the other way around. I come back to the same person. They tell me off. I had this one guy in Liverpool in a school, a primary school, and he said, "Charles, why didn't you call me?" And I said, "Well, I told you I wasn't going to hassle you and badger you." He was like, "Well, I wish you did because I forgot your details and I wanted to buy from you from the phone call." He said, "You never emailed me back." And I said, "I told you I wasn't going to email you." I said, "I emailed you the first time, but I'm not going to do what everyone else does and just ring 100%." And but the thing is with you guys, I do feel for you because you do get. Well, actually, I don't know. I always feel like you get harassed. That's the feedback I get anyway. You know, till rolls. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. What was your name, by the way? Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 In actual fact, I got McDonald's on Saturday morning. Where was he? Down in Brighton, I think. No, Bournemouth. I think it was Bournemouth. And they were using, or they are using Dotty. But for some reason, I don't know how, my price was significantly lower. But I didn't. I said my price, like he said his, it was 80, but my price was like 50, and I was like, this is weird, because they're known for like cheaper ships. That's how I've always known about them, and I've been in this industry since 2009. And I was in shock because I was preempting everything he was saying. So, for example, I'd be like, I know the business managers, they leave every couple of years and the turnover is quite high. And he's like, yeah, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But he said, I have been here for like 9 years. I'm like, okay. And then he was like, 11. There we go. And then there's me preempted again, and I said, "Oh, use dot ink." Oh, yeah, the cheapest chips, and he's like, "Well, how much is your toner?" And I said, "Oh, it's 50 at the moment. The A toner, the one he's buying is an A toner." I said, "It's 50." He went, "I've looked on invoice, it's 80," and I'm thinking, "What the?" So it's my fault for kind of thinking I know it all, if that makes sense. Because you've been in it for so long, you just think, "Oh, I know everything," and then like he's like, "Yeah, do you know what, Charles? I'll give you a go." And then fingers crossed, I can get in with the other ones in time. Anyway, what was your name, by the way? Ashley. Is it Ashley? Or yeah, perfect. I don't want to influence you, but I do think that's the best way of spelling Ashley. All right. I just listen, mate. I just wanted to put it out there. No, you are correct, Ashley. I have to agree with everything you're saying. The printer model that I was going to put in the quote. I don't know if this rings a bell, but I was going to put two printers as a generic quote. I was going to put a LaserJet 4002 and a LaserJet M404. Does any of those two ring a bell with you, buddy? Oh, you've got, yeah, the one I wasn't going to quote. Yeah, the one before. So you've looked after it well then, you guys, to be fair, if you've still got the 402. Yeah, yeah, the printers. There's one before it as well called the P2055. That one, bloody hell, that one's been going about 12 years, 15 years. Honestly, P2055 was before the M402, then the M404. For some reason, there was never an M403. And then the M404 has been discontinued, and that's been now a HP 4002, which is really expensive. Like super expensive. So yeah, you should stick with keeping the M402 going. In terms of an email, would it be okay to pop my name, Charles, and my company details and prices on an email to the store? Would that be okay? What's the best email address, Ashley? Do you know the store number? It's usually a store number, isn't it? 544 at uk.mcd.com. Perfect. Should I send the email? Would it be okay to send now, or do you want me to schedule it to arrive? Would that be okay? Okay. I'll put the price for the A, price for the X. Like you said, I actually don't know Dot Ink's prices, and if I'm being honest with you, sometimes they can differ from store to store. So they might be really good on these, and I might be really expensive. You're joking. No, 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 no. It's fine. It's fine. To be honest with you, I was actually meant to call you this morning as well. That's the best laugh. I had to, oh, no, I'm not joking. I had to take my missus to the doctor. I got 5 kids, so there's always something going on. And I had to take my missus I had to do a school run, take my missus to the doctor. By the time I got back, my whole plan was out of sync. And then I started calling. I got my foot in the door with Specsavers opticians, so I started calling them. And then I thought, no, I need to do my hour. I try and do an hour a day of McDonald's. It's really tough to do. It sounds easy, but it's actually not. But yeah, in terms of timing, I got to be honest with you, mate. It's either way out or just in time, but very rarely just in time. I'll send over this email, see what you think. The ones that you ordered or what have you, were they A's or were they X's? Do you remember that? Or you're not sure? X's. Were they just off the? You don't know how much you paid for them? Okay, when you get the email, have a quick look, and I'd be interested to know if my prices are competitive on the M402. Because I've brought them down recently, and I'd be very keen to know what your thoughts are. So give me a shout. Yeah, I will. Yeah, 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 definitely. Well, to be honest, my pricing is very simple. They're 50 quid, and they're a five delivery, so it's very simple pricing. So it's 50 quid. But yeah, I wish it was per one. I've never done it per one. I wish it was per one. No, it's a fiver. In actual fact, my delivery charge has gone up with my wholesaler. They've increased it from five plus VAT to 5.95. But I'm not VAT registered, so but I'm getting busier all the time, and I'm putting like 400 orders through a year, and it sounds like not a huge increase, but £1.14 including VAT is the increase. And bearing in mind, I'm charging a fiver but plus VAT is six. But I'm not charging I'm not charging plus VAT, so I'm losing a few quid. Do you know what I mean? Well, yeah, we could think about it. You're paying a fiver, but technically I'm not paying £5.95. I'm paying £5.95 plus VAT. So I'm paying how much am I paying? Yeah, £7.14. Yeah, yeah. So I'm losing £2.14 on every order, which is whatever. But the busier that I get, sometimes I look at my figures. It does, yeah, mate, it does add up. But see what you think. There's no rush to get back to us. Yeah, just Take your time. There's no rush. If I can get in my foot in the door with a handful, that's all I'm happy with. Because a lot of times it's not as easy as it sounds to do that. It's yeah, yeah. Did it really? Yeah, yeah. To to be honest with you, yeah, to be honest with you, I would actually say baby steps, because if you can, if the way that I've built my business up, it sounds wishy-washy, but I build it up with individual relationships, and then I try and do service over price. So as much as I'd love to smash everyone's prices and be cheaper than everyone, I've got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. Like I said, I've been doing this for every day for 16 years. I know so much about printers, inks, toners, whatever, and I know how to troubleshoot. I get McDonald's call me on a Sunday, on a Saturday evening. I get McDonald's call me on a Sunday morning, placing orders. I email back within the hour, even if it's on a weekend, even if it's in the evening. If I'm awake and I'm doing whatever, I'll just say, "Yep, thank you for the order. It'll be with you." 2 days, whatever. But the point is, my service is everything to me. So at the end of the day, if I get you on board, for example, that's not a prerequisite. I'll get any more on board. But if there's any other people out there on the same page, then we all get along. But I'll never end up getting a whole franchise unless the franchisee owner switches everything to me. But to be honest with you, it's one of the I've spoken to one franchise owner in Yorkshire, and he has about, I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. He has quite a lot. I think he has like 25. It's like he has one of the most in the country. And I've spoken to him directly, and he said, "Listen, Charles," he said, "it's the cheapest." He said, "Literally, I'll go with the cheapest. I don't care about anything else." But it's not for me, actually. I know it sounds a bit, but sometimes you have got to draw a line in the sand and be like, "Well, it's not for me." But fair play to you for being upfront. But you know, you want to go with the cheapest, and you're going to have problems, and you're not going to be able to solve them because the company that you've had problems with have only got an email address. 100%, 100%, and or you're stuck on hold for ages, or every time you speak to somebody, it's somebody different. Nobody's taking accountability. No one's taking responsibility for the problem, and you're back to kind of square one. Or what I'll probably end up doing is throwing them in the bin. They're so cheap, just throwing them in the bin and order again because they're cheap, and that's not my business model, to be honest. But anyway, I'm going to send over this email. It's got my contact number on the bottom left-hand corner. I'm from Cardiff, so I'll have my Cardiff number. My name's Charles. I'll send it over now. There's absolutely no rush to get back to me, but I am very curious to know where I'm at with the 402 because the store I got on board on Saturday was for the newer printer, the 404. Yeah, yeah, but like I said, Dot Ink could charge one store one thing and one store another, so I would be interested. Yeah, I think so. 50 quid, I think it would be okay because maybe because three of my online competitors, Toner Giant, Cartridge Saving, Cartridge People, for this particular toner, the X one, they've sold it as much as, oh, it was on my pad the other day, but they for the weekend, but they sell it for as much as it's like 90. One of them was £90. Oh, there we go. It was not Cartridge Save was 90. Toner Giant was 96, and Cartridge People was 100, and I'm selling for 50. So genuinely, my price for 50 when I first started in 2017, my price was 40 for the A, 50 for the X. It hasn't changed in 8 years, but all those three companies, they've slowly but surely made incremental increases to the point now where one of them is double, and the other one's 96. The other one's 90. They're all nearly double. So I'm hoping when you look at this email, I don't know obviously Dot Ink's prices because I don't know them. They're not online, but it would be very interesting to know if they've maybe gone the same way, and maybe you guys haven't even really noticed because everything's going up. But for me, I try and keep my prices low. Then again, I said I don't want to be the cheapest, but I think I've become the cheapest by default. But it'd be interesting anyway. They might be cheaper. You might email me tomorrow and say, Charles, they're 30 quid. You know. But anyway, I'll send it over now. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. And if it's of any interest, Ashley, to yourself, to the business managers, however it works, I know, like you said, they've just changed to someone recently and they haven't had a good experience. But let's see what happens, and we'll just take it from there. Like you said at the start of the call, it's just worth a bash. Just send an email and see what comes of it. Appreciate that, mate. Anyway, I'll leave you to it, and thank you for the mini therapy session as well. Appreciate that. So, it'll save me a few quid this week. I don't only see my therapist. I'll have to charge you delivery per item. You'll be like Charles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be like Charles. That 50 quid's not bad. I'll be like, nah, mate. It's 89 now. What the fuck? I'll send over. Do you want me to send it? Did you say to send it now as well, or shall I send it in the morning? When's best to send the email? Do you want to send it now? Do you think you've seen it on there? Is it if CF226X? Go on, hit me. Oh, mate, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it as well. I knew it'd be less. I knew it. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ashley's just making things up as he goes along, so he knows Charles is a soft touch. I'm gonna send you the email. What price do you think I should put on there? Because this is individual, but I mean it's a tricky one because I get pricing variance because based on stock availability, but for me it's a tricky one because it's like I could go 35 without any stipulations, but it's whether people want that because sometimes people think they're going to get a better deal. Yeah. Do you think it's worth going really aggressive on price? I suppose I got nothing to lose, really, have I? I mean, what would you go? I don't think I've ever asked that question before. Margins. If I okay, so if I could go, if you were me and you could go as low as 25, just to just to get just to, I'm not going to go into the market with you, Ashley, but let's just say that's another therapy session, where you might need therapy after I tell you. But say 25, right, and very aggressive, but no stipulations. So that's on one or 10 or two. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many. There's no like 25 if you buy this, 28 if you buy this, 35 if you buy that. It's just a case of 25. But bearing in mind, I've just thrown out 25 just to be a bit, I think, a bit aggressive. But if you could go down to 25, what would you do if you were in my shoes? Because in my eyes, I've kind of got nothing to lose. Because like you said, if they've been with him for a long time, their pricing is £10 less. Yeah, and how many toners do you say normally orders? Do they get sent to accounts team or something like that? Is that how it works? And they distribute it. Yeah. Yeah, because I would look at that as a business side of things, I would be like, okay, so the profit is going to take a hit, but the quantity is going to be there. So even though the profit looks like it's taking it, well, it is taking a hit, but then your argument could be, yeah, but instead of selling two toners a year at 50 quid each, £100 turnover, I could sell 20 toners at 25, higher turnover, and then obviously the profit would be there. But then also it's potential you might have the potential to recommend me to someone else who might be in a different franchise, or a business manager might leave and go somewhere else and then might recommend me if the relationship is there. They might say, oh yeah, we use Charles at SOS in Cardiff. We used to use Dotty Inc. But and then again, I suppose I might get a reputation for being really cheap. I said everything about not being cheap, and then I come in at that. But I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah, but the thing is, what choice have I got? I really wish you didn't. Well, what? Yeah, but then again, with all due respect, mate, they might come back with 20, and then you might be into a real bloody car boot sale. Have you got on the thing? Have they got any idea of the M404, the CF259A or the CF259X? Do you, I'm only interested in that because with the franchise I spoke to on Saturday, he was paying for CF259A, which is the standard yield of the newer printer of yours, and he was paying 80, and I was shocked because my price was 50, but no dot ink is cheap, and this is what I said to you at the start of the call. I said they're known for being cheap, but it didn't make any sense that they would charge that. But then, like I said to you also, they obviously change their pricing from store to store. So I just the CF259A. Does that make any sense? Yeah, M404. Have you got the 4002? W1490A, W1490X, 90A, 90X, 490A. Both. Do you want to say my price first? So I've reduced them recently, as in on the weekend. My A is 50. My X is 90. What about the CF259? You can't find that, can you? CF Charlie Foxtrot 259A, CF259X. You sh Yeah, right. Yeah, do you want me to give you mine first? Right. A is 50. X is 80. Yeah. I, in all fairness, if you said you were using cartridge save tone joint cartridge people, I'd have got you half on the X. But they've gone. This is the thing though. I don't see any much downside to going low on the M402, and I'll tell you the reason why. If you've got 22 stores, all of those stores that have or have had the M402, they'll either be on the M404 or they'll be on the 4002. So, say for example, there were 22 stores, but say 25% had the 402, say like 5 stores, then that means that 15 other stores could have the 404 or the 4002, which I'm better on pricing by substantial amounts, I would say, without even trying. I went first. So I'm going to put 25 because I don't think I've got anything to lose. And I'm also going to put, if it's okay with you, I'm going to put the all three printers on the quote. Is there, just out of curiosity, is there any color? HP Collegia M255, um, inkjet, HP Envy, HP OfficeJet Pro. It does LaserJet. Oh, DeskJet. Do you use it a lot for it to be of interest or not really? Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, yeah, I was going to say that. Okay. I know way too much about this, mate. I'm answering your questions for you, aren't I? Really? Yeah. I'm like, you don't really use it, do you? You're like, no, we don't actually, Charles. You're spot on. I'm going to send this over. In terms of feedback, I'm just going to leave you to it, mate. We've had a really good chat. I really appreciate your time, and it's the rest is up to you. You know, it's up to you. If you might forward this on, they might read it and just not even pay any attention, or they might look at it and think, bloody hell, what a deal. But yeah, then it's out of our hands, really, isn't it? Once it gets passed on. It's been fun talking to you, though, mate. Yeah, I think so. I'm just a bit gutted. I've got to go that low, but at the same token, quite excited that that's maybe the foot in the door, with the intention then to supply for the newer printers. My standard price is much lower than your standard, so I think I'm happy days with that deal. To be honest with you, you know. Appreciate that. Anyway, I'll send it over. Thank you for extending the chat because now we've realised I am actually pretty good on price with the other two. Yeah, to be honest with you, I did change it recently. It was 65 on the A for the newer printer, where you said 85, so I was still cheaper by £20. Yeah, still cheaper, and the other one was 105. So again, again, that's still £35 cheaper. On the other one, I think I was £60 or 65 on the other one, which is, even if it was 65, it's still cheaper by five without trying, you know. And on the, but to be fair though, I'll be very upfront with you. On the X for the M404, I was at 120. I recently brought it down to 100. So recently, as in like the last year, and that would have been £10 cheaper. But it's only because I really want to get my foot in the door in more stores. So that's the reason I went 50 and 90, 50 and 80. I think if anybody pays any attention, I might be onto something because Dotty Inc. I feel have got quite a lot of stores in the UK, and if they're you know yeah 100%, and their M404, that one that you said is 70 on the A, the guy on the weekend said it was 80. So like I said, they've obviously yeah, they've upped it a little bit for them, maybe based on quantity or something. But the point is, I still sold mine to him for 50. I'm not going to say he was paying 80, I'll say, oh, 75 or 70. Because the way that I look at it is, if I come in there with 50, you guys might be like, no, do you know what, that bloody SOS, we got to take a look at him. How could we, how could we not? But bearing in mind, I have looked at what everyone else is charging, like the cartridge, like I say, cartridge save, tone giant cartridge people, those three websites. I constantly go on actually to double check everything. And to be fair, they're one of their cartridge save, the X on the newer print is 82, and everyone else is over 100. And I thought, oh, I'll have to go 80, and on the other one, the M404, it was 85, 95, and 90, and it was obviously 85 with cartridge save. And I thought, oh, I'll have to go 80 on that. Sorry, I went 90 on the other one. But the point is, I'm trying to keep in line with them. And yeah, no way. There's I thought do you know what? That's me being. I said to you during this call that I'm so presumptuous and I think I know everything. Let me see. Yeah, I'm on the website now. Surely they haven't got the pricing on there. Well, I've typed in HB M402. Nothing's come up. Have they got? Is it the toner code? Is it? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So they're the 26As, 40.95. They do a bit of a discount if you order more. And that's weird. Why is there 26A, the standard yield, 40.95, and the X is 39.95? That's a pound cheaper than the A. Mate, that's a bit. I think they need to sort that. That's why I haven't got a website, mate. Oh my days! Their newest one is actually. Oh, you did say that actually, didn't you? You said 140, didn't you? Yeah, yeah, 139.95. Yeah, that's crazy. Do they buy the other stores? Do you know if they buy the newer one? You probably don't know, do you, that if any. We've got different printers, slightly different. Yeah, looks similar, but yeah, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Right. That's very interesting though. I'm very curious to know that. No, surely. How have they managed to? I don't know. Because that's still quite a lot when you compare it to the three online companies. Those three online companies I keep mentioning, I've got a lot of experience in this. I believe that they're three of the biggest. That's why I got them on my tabs every morning. I open my tabs and those are the three websites. I just try and be there or thereabouts. I don't try and be too much lower because I don't want to. Sometimes when you're too low, people get the backup. I'm going to send over the email with 25 quid and everyone's going to go, yeah, it's too good to be true. Like, yeah, nice one, Ashley. Yeah, well done, mate. Yeah, thanks for putting yourself in my shoes, mate. Happy days. Um, but yeah, no, this is interesting. If they've put their prices on there and they haven't loaded them from their website either. I'm curious to know why they haven't done it because normally, if they've got a whole franchise of 22, you'd get different pricing than their standard. I don't know. Whatever. It's not down to me, is it? I'm going to send over this email, mate. Lovely to talk to you. Have a nice evening, Ashley. And if you yeah, 100%. And if you need us, give us a shout. Do you think? I know going back to this thing before you go, but do you think 20? You don't think 25 is going to shoot me in the foot in terms of being they're going to get their backs up if it's too low? Okay, because I know your P&L sheet is important to all of you. All right, mate. I'll leave you to it. Have a nice evening, Ashley. Nice talking to you, mate. Thanks, mate. Speak to you in a bit. Ta-ra, mate. Bye bye.